Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So Kabam stream just finished, and as always we are going to be doing a summary for all of you. So a lot of things happened in today's stream, some good, some bad, some neutral, some very divisive, I would say, because there are a lot of people crying right now and a lot of people very happy. So let's just go over it. First of all, we obviously had the summary of everything else, Tooth and Claw Saga, January events ending soon, all that boring stuff. Some nice art of magic, and then new side event, all that good stuff. Saga Chase Champion, we still have glitch incursions happening, Fractured Safari, that's still happening, Photogenic Foes, Rhino, we already got that, Concept of Champions. Kavam admitted it wasn't the greatest hit with core players, but my question is, who has this been a great hit with? But besides that, let's move on, because we do have quite a lot to go over with. So they're still teasing us the Thor Ragnarok being the winner of the buff for the Twitch drops. However, it is still currently not available, the Twitch drops. Unfortunately, this time around, we're slightly underwhelming, but they did say that we're going to get additional pack of Twitch drops later on in the month. The current set of Twitch drops lasts for 1 week, so if you are watching this on YouTube but do want to get them, head down to the Twitch. My channel name on Twitch is Thekiryu111. Right, so new Twitch drops will include the exclusive Sunset Champion, which is going to be Thor Ragnarok. This month it's open for everybody, but additional Twitch drop rewards open this month. Watch for announcements for additional news. There is a very good event quest update, because Crucible style elimination nodes are taking a break from Elder difficulty, and that means that we will be able to bring in an actual team and will not have to swap champions for each fight, which means we're not going to end up using our lower ranked obscure champions that barely work with the nodes. This time around, we're going to be able to use our good champions that do stuff, and we can nuke things down. So I like that. I like that a lot. And that's a good change. The bad change, or the bad thing, is that there's no change in the fact that we still need to complete regular difficulty in order to unlock the Elder difficulty. It's still under development. Lower difficulty toggle for all players is also coming at some point, sometime. We don't know exactly when. However, at the very least, this will make EQ quicker to do, because again, we're not going to have to swap in and out. So the Coliseum Rage Zone, next Coliseum, Alliance Coliseum fight is going to be arcade. There will be some adjustments, like prompt timer is going to be paused during heavy attacks. That's the one where we need to land X amount of lights or mediums. That is a very good change, because then sometimes if an opponent randomly throws a heavy, you don't have time to get your hits in. Tag champions will be more meaningful than before, so they increase the point bonus than they used to have. And the new top milestones in solo event rebalance lower milestones and created progression-based selectors, so we can see exactly how that expresses itself. But arcade, as we saw the date on there, is on February the 4th, so very soon after this cycle of AQ we're gonna get the Alliance Coliseum. So the Coliseum rages on. Solo Coliseum next fight is going to be the Destroyer. We still have 2 fights in February to deal with. It's gonna be Destroyer and I forgot who else, but next one's gonna be Destroyer, so nothing too special about that. AQ new format is going to be launching on February the 23rd, and actually this is kind of like a very cool change to AQ. This is AQ version that I had imagined it could be if it was actually pro player, because it's only 1 map for the entire week. It's a longer map, so but you can do it whenever you want, and you're not going to be blocking everybody. It's going to be geared towards ramp up champions in this case, so it's going to be identical lanes across multiple paths, and we're going to get extra boosts. And I don't know, at the very least, I do think this sounds better, and it's absolutely worth giving it a shot too, in my personal opinion. So then we have a new currency, Ascension, or Unobtainium, or the Magic Crystal. This is the consolidation of the in-game currencies, so I don't mind it too much. We do need to be very vigilant with how Kabam implements this, because they could easily rip us off without us knowing. It's kind of like every time a government creates a new currency or changes currencies, you need to be very careful how they reprice everything, because we might be losing on a lot of things. So besides that, it does look, fine. I long since said we have too many currencies in game. So this currency at launch will combine glory, BG tokens, and incursion artifacts. I kind of wished it took away loyalty as well, but hopefully that's coming soon. But having one currency obviously makes it easier to keep the store updated, for instance. Still actively in development, expected to go live in March. So not quite next month, but it is coming. Did want to let you guys know about that as well. There is going to be a dev diary, speaking more on that later. Additional thing, prestige retunes. Now, initially, this kind of a little bit rubbed me the wrong way because there's a handful of champions that I haven't ranked up to rank 4 purely because of prestige initially. Now, I kind of don't care about it as much because, I have over 30 rank 4s. But initially, definitely, Jugs would long be rank 4 and so would Starkey. I mean, eventually, I did rank the Starkey. But anyways, point is that the 79 lowest champions are getting a nice prestige boost. And that is not going to replace the top prestige champions. I doubt any of them will make like top 15 prestige or something like that. But they will be like more in line with the current high prestige champions. Some examples like Scarlet Witch, Juggernaut, Void, but basically the 79 lowest prestige champions are going to get an update. If you want to know which are the 79 lowest prestige champions, we can quickly take a look, but some of the most notable examples there will be She-Hulk. Rhino already got that update, but Starkhan Spider-Man is not going to be at 232. Hulkbuster is not going to be as low. Venom might finally get a decent prestige, so will Hyperion, even though he has notoriously the worst scaling SIG in the game. But Juggy will have a decent prestige. That's nice. Domino, I already have that SIG 200. Like Mole Man, Miles Morales. All of these guys will get a nice prestige boost and will land probably somewhere in the mid-section of the game. So, that said, February event is going to be geared towards the Lunar New Year, and I always love these because it generally gives you some nice chunk of units, and in this economy, any unit is great, greatly appreciated. So similar to Fantastic Four's recruitment event, I hardly remember that, themed around Lunar New Year, celebrating the year of the Sarah Jessica Parker. Ren envelopes return to the contest, always love those, and the first appearance 7-star gold pool is going to make its way into the game. I don't even have a regular gold pool as a 7-star, so hopefully, maybe, if I get lucky. It's going to be 2 events, so play with energy for points in the solo event, then claim rewards and tokens from the event. Use Bronco tokens to earn points, additional Bronco tokens for units, also giftable to your alliance mates. Claim ranked rewards for weekly to earn points in Alliance Stampede event. And in the Alliance Stampede event, basically, people will be able to earn a 7-star Heimdall, but it's only for top 7 alliances. So top 7 alliances will get 7-star Heimdall from this event, and he's actually buffed. Let me check that I'm not playing this with sound. Sound's off, very good. So Heimdall effectively is going to be better, especially for long-term fights, because he's going to be able to save more of his buffs with the heavies and basically pause them permanently, make them permanent. And then he's also going to be able to get passive versions of it with the level 3. You convert your active buffs into passives, and then you can keep doing that. And he also has pre-fights, so in longer quests like incursions or something like that, you can still carry on ramping him up. And with all of that, I don't know if he's going to be good. I didn't see anything that would make me say, yes, let's get the Heimdall. But we'll see. Either way, he's going to be better than he is now. And realistically, we all use Heimdall for that, immortality synergy somewhere in Alliance War or incursions. Maybe that changes, maybe it doesn't. But 7-star Heimdall is going to become available. So here we can see, like, even 15 Furies, 15 Precisions, he isn't hitting that hard. I was genuinely not overly impressed with, in order to do that ramp up, that was a long ramp up. The good thing is, again, that he carries his progress from fight to fight. But I'm not going to spend too much time on him. But here you go, kind of like main core points. Can gain 5 permanent Fury, Precision buffs, convert to passives, Special 3. Can gain more buffs after Special 3. Gain crossfights, Unstoppable, and Stun Immunity buffs on Special 1. Resistances and unblockable buffs on level 2. He's now going to be resistant to Poison and Incinerate. Gains Indestructible and Fate Seal immunity from SIG ability. And Heimdall's energy remains the same. Also, going to be one of the Titan champions, which, to be fair, I'm not super excited about, but sure, maybe he's good. I don't want to be Debbie Downer like many in the community like to call me. So then we have Showcase M'Baku, and M'Baku actually looked better of the two champions from the early gameplay that we saw so far. Then again, obviously it's too early to say, but M'Baku, the best thing about him is super easy to play and almost always unstoppable and access to the true accuracy, and effectively just, drop some level 1s and drop a level 2. So it seems like a simple design, and most often than not, the more simple designs generally have a better chance of actually being useful because they have less conditions to work. The fact that you don't need to land like 82 heavy attacks and then, swipe up, down, left, right, center, activate level 3, level 1, and level 2 in that specific order in order to do damage, that generally is a good thing. And in many cases, the more easy to play champion, the better chance he has of being actually good and useful and, accepted and relevant. Because the game, demands so many different things, and you always want to simplify things, not complicate them. So there we go. He looks reasonable. The only question mark is whether his damage is going to hold up, but, we need to see full abilities. We need to see more of him, but he looked quite good. I like him. So 100% resistance to Cold Snap, immune to Frostbite, reliable true accuracy passive, inflated combo meter, big fury after a heavy attack that you can infinitely upkeep basically, unstoppable dashes with fury, bleed debuffs when fury is active, can purify non-damaging debuffs, big burst payoff on special 2. Looked simple, seems straightforward, seems to do the things that we need to do. Now we do have Blue Marvel, and Blue Marvel honestly looked kind of like the less exciting of the two champions. Again, it's very, very early to say, and we absolutely need to know the full list of abilities. As expected, he is a ramp-up champion, but I'd be lying that most people were kind of super impressed with him in my chat. More people were leaning towards M'Baku being the more impressive one. It didn't help that his showcase of like live gameplay was a bit of a disaster, but besides that, yeah, they didn't do the best job at selling Blue Marvel to us. I think the best thing Blue Marvel has going on for him right now is still the fact that DLL made him, and he generally makes good champions. So again, we need to see full abilities, we need to see more gameplay, we need to see the full deep dive, and then we can draw conclusions. But again, just reporting what happened, M'Baku looked more impressive than Blue Marvel in the initial showcase, but that can evaporate in thin air quite quickly when we get the full abilities, full gameplay. But, basically a ramp-up champion, 2 level 1s, and then level 2, and you have his Overlord, or however it's called, with the red burst damage. He seemed like very, very similar to Photon, honestly. Then, again, immune to bleed and power steal, attacks deal energy damage, doesn't make contact with non-skilled champions. That's kind of nice, so he's going to be hard to parry on defense. I kind of smell a sneaky defender, by the way. Heavy attacks inflict overload, inflict weakness debuffs on light attacks, builds up antimatter charge on stable release. That is another thing that I generally don't like in a champion, when you do have this tappy tap mechanic like on Wu Vision and whatnot. It makes me like the champion less. I'm not saying that it doesn't mean he can't be a good champion or I wouldn't want to play him, but in general, not a mechanic I think makes me want to play the champion more. If I need to get that specific tap timing to get full list of abilities out of a champion, I don't look at it as a positive personally. Counter miss while active, sure. Gains indestructible from non-hit direct damage from champions. That's kind of like against the passive degens in the Mystic class. Kind of like that ability, to be honest. Special 1 inflicts wither and provoke. Nice. Special 2 slows down time, taps blocks to gain precisions. And special 3 has regen. There we go. And also, magic's coming in March, so we're gonna need to get limbo tokens for 7-star magic. You're gonna be getting them with radiance or with cash offers. There's also gonna be some in a free event, but more details and kit reveal in the next stream. But 7-star magic is coming in March. And besides that, we're gonna have the Valentine's Day event, romance items for units and cash. That's generally like revives and health potions. 7-star Heart's Desire box champions. So there's going to be another box with 6 champions. Lower priced box champions. Okay, fair enough. Web store milestone track. 1 free key on web store that everybody can get. Front loading milestones. We'll see about that. First appearance selectors on web store. CCP giveaway. Stay tuned. Sure thing. But here's the box. realistically, it's not the most exciting box, let's face it. So Mr. Fantastic was a chase champion, so anybody who played the game actively already has him. Then we have Phoenix, who also was a chase champion, so anybody who played the game actively also already has him. Then we have Star-Lord and Karnak, who aren't necessarily the most exciting champions. I'm not saying they're useless or trash, but, you know, generally they're not, you know, what most people would be chasing. And then we do have Captain Britain, which is a champion that a lot of people would want and get and chase and acquire. And then we also have Black Widow Clairvoyant, first appearance as a 7-star. Now, I am slightly worried how well she's going to hold up, whether her damage output is going to be good. Because remember, even for the olden days, her damage was quite poor unless you were running recall masteries, unless you entered the damage mode. So we'll see. Obviously, I do want to get her. I do want to test her. But again, somebody says, like, we have Nico now. Do we really, like... We'll see. But still, obviously, I do want to get my hands on Black Widow Clairvoyant, by far the most from this list. And that, by the way, PSA, that is not Dark Phoenix. That's the regular Phoenix. Right. So here's like 7-star rank 4 Star-Lord. Max Sig. Remember, Star-Lord needs high Sig. But once you do get him to a 400 combo, you can drop 1,000,000 special attack. When you will do that, where you will do that, I don't know. 7-star Ascension. So they kind of recapped the Ascension. I'm not going to do too much of it in this stream, but basically initially there will be 2 ranks at launch available. This Essential will improve your prestige and stats, and is going to give you a new might and ISO burst mechanic. And not every champion is going to be able to be ascended. Only the newly released champions and the champions that are going to be in specific Ascension pool crystals. Also, duping 7 stars now grants special new crystal shards. That's going to be super duper Ascension pool. Let's look at the special super duper Ascension pool that's also going to work with the box system. Super duper, my pink butt cheek. There's nothing super duper about this. Honestly, I wish I never duped a single champion. Barely. Okay, anyways. Kid Monkey Spiral, Danny Moonstar, Curse Glaive Arcade, and Abomination Immortal. I guess that means I'm ranking up Danny Moonstar at some point soon. I really was trying to avoid that. Anyways, these are the champions from the Super Duper that everybody basically will be able to send eventually. Spiral, I guess, fine. Hitmonkey, then it's Danny Moonstar. Curse Glaive again seems wildly out of place. I don't think that 8% increased attack is going to do much for his relevance. Arcade, sure, Immortal Abomination. It is what it is. Take it or leave it. I'm not gonna comment too much on it. I know some people will be happy. I know most won't. So I'll leave it there. Leave your own comments. Let's move on. Ascension Base Pool. Ascension Base Pool will feature 5 champions from each class. That's important to know. Ascension Base Pool will feature 5 champions from each class. 5. We only know 2 of each for now. In skill class, it's going to be Baron Zemo and Korg, but Korg's getting buff, and Korg's going to be kind of Red Skull-ish on attack a little bit. We do have gameplay showcase where effectively he's going to function exactly the same on defense, but on attack, you will want to drop your level 2 and then spam level 1. So it's going to be like a Red Skull rotation, basically. And then your level 1s will refresh the bleeds and do a whole bunch of burst damage. So he's not going to be super fast, but he's going to be kind of a viable champion there. So bleed vulnerability on special 2 bleed duration increased by a lot, stack limit increased to 9, each hit inflicts 1 bleed, first hit of special 1 refreshes all the bleeds, bullet hits on special 1 inflict instant bleeds. So he's kind of going to be somewhat of a viable attacker, so fair enough. You know what, skill class actually got off easy. Zemo Gate is real, by the way. All those years ago, I was right. And Kabam insists on making Baron Zemo a useful champion. He's high prestige, so I think skill class got the good reveals. Science class, so we do have Punk and High Evolutionary. So again, you know what? Studio lasted for a while. I'm not going to comment too much on it, but take it or leave it. I'm not happy with these 2, but sure. Then Mystic class, I'm a bit less happy. I think we moved past Sassy. Sassy kind of became irrelevant, but we have Mojo and Sassy. Again, take it or leave it. I know some people like these. Many people will not love these. Cosmic Glass got shafted the hardest, I swear to God. Cosmic Glass definitely got shafted with that item there. I know there are 7 Adam Warlock fans out there. I apologize to you prematurely, but I wanted to jump out of my balcony when I saw that one. At the very least, Vision Arcus is getting a buff, and armor breaks will apply quicker. armor break duration is going to be increased on attack. Special 1 now increased, Special 1 now pauses armor shatter and the fury and cold aura. Special 1 armor shatter burst increased. Special 3 fury and cold aura duration increased. Now reduces the duration of special lock. This and his power lock reduction increased. So could be better. I don't know. Tech class actually kind of like, because we do get Penny Parker, and I always liked Penny Parker quite a bit. And besides that, we also get a buff on Lady Deathstrike, where Lady Deathstrike will now also feature attack in her Rapture potency, which is good change. Also severe damage over time debuffs. Her Raptures, that's going to be first time we kind of see that, where her Raptures will not be able to get shrugged off. They slightly reduce the threshold for ferocity, and that's kind of the main thing. Right, moving on, mutants, we do get Toad, Bishop, and Emma Frost. Emma Frost also gets buffed, and obviously Toad got recently buffed. So Emma Frost basically will be a more effective version of her. So she's going to gain 2 prowess when triggering one of her immunities. She's also increased her prowess in diamond form to 10, and max prowess increased to 15 in telepath form. They have slightly increased duration, and crit rating per prowess potency increased, so she should be critting more. So, better version of Emma Frost. There we go. So here's a quick clip. She's actually going to be a good bullseye counter now, because you can just initially parry him a couple of times, and then when you enter telepath form, you shut down their Wade, and then you should be able to nuke. So that's kind of nice. Right. Also, they kind of teased 9.4 that launches in April. Karina is going to be the final boss here, and I didn't say much about it. And then the Summoner Choice winners. And first, I suppose, here's a quick sneak peek of how the Ghost Rider is going to look like. But besides that, Colossus won. So now there are a lot of people very mad at half of the community who voted for Colossus. And then there are other parts of the community who are saying, suck it, poor grinders. I'm going to stay out of it. You guys deal with yourselves. You guys do what you have to do. Cable won the whale rework. So Cable's not going to get the new kit. Sorry, Cable's not going to get new animations, but he is getting a full-on rework. So hopefully Cable becomes a viable mutant champion as well. Mutants just can't stop winning, I guess. And that's it. That's all the 2-hour stream summarized in 20 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, sub button, all the good buttons, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information